Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Reme and I am documenting my 20s on YouTube. This is a day in the life vlog, just me working from home, but I'll probably add some voiceovers in about how I've been feeling, like just take a catch up, right? Because late last year I wrote like this end of year recap that a bunch of people loved, but like I was really vulnerable in it. And I'll link it down below if you guys haven't read it. But like I will just update you on how I'm feeling now, the decisions I've made since then, and what I'm looking forward to this year, I guess. Yeah. Stay tuned. Marketing, can you share your updates? Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So February was basically I would say 30% on that because scripts have been written for like videos. It's basically just to start like even some videos. It's like creating some videos for the things that are already available on staging. Also did like a Valentine's campaign earlier in the month. All right, thank you so much, Fremen, for sharing your updates. If you didn't read my essay, I'll link it in the description for you. But here's a quick recap anyway. So I went into 2025 saying yes to everything that was put in front of me because I was scared of not having a job or not having anything to do. That fear came from being laid off from a great job the year before. So I subconsciously built security by stacking commitments that later became way too difficult to handle. I had two jobs and a bridal styling business for pretty much the whole of 2025. For a while, I felt really powerful doing all of it, but towards the end of the year, I was severely burnt out. So fast forward to now, it's been 2 months since I wrote the essay, and a little bit has changed. I'm still not 100% good, but I'm a lot better than I was at the time. So here are the things I've done in the past 2 months to recover from feeling the way I felt. I let go of some commitments as you will later learn about in the video. Not everything, but just enough to create some breathing room so I can feel way less overwhelmed. Towards the end of last year, I had practically no free time. I was always doing something, and of course, that really led to my burnout. I stopped automatically saying yes to things that people wanted me to do as well. In fact, I say no first, and then I really think about whether I can take it on, and then sometimes I switch to yes. But the biggest change that I've made is more than just like adjusting my schedule. It's been more around my mindset. I don't operate from a place of scarcity or fear anymore. It also helps that I'm a little bit more positive right now, which leads me to the main lesson that I've learned since then. Loving your work is not the same as having a healthy relationship with it. I've always loved what I do, but loving something doesn't mean you should give it your everything, which is exactly what I did, or rather, what I felt like I was doing. I realized that I had always tied a huge part of my worth to my career, and honestly, that was a disaster waiting to happen. Passion doesn't exempt you from being burnt out, and you can love your work really deeply and still need boundaries. So, if you're going through what I went through, I think that when you stop tying your worth to your output, everything might feel a little lighter. Guys, I have to just pause for a minute so I can rave about this latte. This latte is amazing. I saw a video on TikTok of someone telling us like how to make a latte that tastes like French toast. And I said, let me try it. Like she killed it. I need to link her, like put her video up here or something. But like this latte, is the best latte I've ever had in my life. I can't believe this is homemade. It's so good. Shout out to her for real. Shout out to her. So as I said, I'm letting go of a commitment, which is pretty much one of my jobs. um, Today is my second to the last day. So I have a lot of like tying up loose ends, like writing my handover notes, making sure that like every closing out on some of my projects and like delivering very detailed updates on the other projects that I can't close out and somebody else has to, take over from me on. Yeah, kind of emotional because it's a company that I really liked working for. Um, but yeah, I guess some things just have to change, I guess. So yeah, it just feels very weird. It feels really, really weird. Um, but yeah, pretty much the day is just like tying up loose ends, approving some work for my team so that when I leave, there's some like content that has already been approved that can go out, and I don't have to stress out somebody else on the team to have to approve and stuff like that. Right. So yeah. Apart from quitting one of my jobs, this is how else I'm moving forward. I'm building a life that matters just as much to me as building a career, probably even more. I'm giving myself permission to move slower and to not have everything figured out and just enjoy the process of stuff I'm doing. I'm also trying to romanticize my life a bit more. I know that sounds really cliche, but I'm just doing little things that spark joy. I'm taking my hobbies more seriously and I'm making a big deal out of like some seemingly little things. And on that note, I know I said in my piece that I didn't have a neat ending. I still don't, but I feel lighter and I feel like I have a pretty good plan on how I can transform my life so that I can be happier and feel more fulfilled. And to me, that feels like progress. So if you are in a similar place to where I was, I hope all of this gives you a bit more clarity. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't watched Bridgerton season 4 part 2, don't just skip this part.
Please forgotten something in my room.
Now so
Going on between the two. Mother, before you chastise me, might I inquire what you were doing with Lord Anderson? Children, so you can...
But I did not ask you to be. Do you not understand that?
Hey, how Woko? So it's pretty late. I made another cup of coffee. Guys, I might be addicted. That is too good. I might be addicted. Yeah, I made another cup of coffee. I finished watching Bridgerton season 4 part 2 and I have some thoughts. That was a good season. Well done to Shonda Rhimes on the team. That was a good season. I like the way everything kind of like wrapped up nicely. I will say that I feel very weird about how like Anthony and Kate, like I know they are not the focus anymore, but I find it so odd that the Viscount Bridgerton was barely present and like without even like there was no explanation for most of it, right? Like we knew that Anthony and Kate were back from India, but yet they were nowhere to be found. When John Sterling died, Benedict was still the one helping Francesca handle like matters of the estate. Like, and that all those things are Anthony's job. Like there are so many things that Benedict did even after Anthony supposedly came back from India that were like, or that was Anthony's job, or that were Anthony's job. Anyway, but so I just find it very weird. Like we barely saw Anthony. I think Kate was only there in like 3 scenes, like when she was with Anthony and Edmond, their baby, and then when she was with the other women, when everybody got to see the baby, and then at the wedding, at Benedict and Sophie's wedding. Like it doesn't make any sense for the Viscount and Viscountess to be so absent from the whole thing, especially when some parts of the show where like the presence of the Viscount was needed pretty much. Like I said, the presence of the Viscount, like Benedict was too involved in things he shouldn't have been involved in. And I did not understand. I feel like they didn't explain it properly. Like where is Anthony? Like why is he not here? Yeah, I just thought it was very weird. And it just made me think about the actor that played the Duke of Hastings in season 1. Forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. I think it's pronounced Reje. I don't know. Anyway, he was so on point for just like leaving the show and saying he wasn't going to come back, because I find Anthony and Kate's treatment a bit disrespectful, especially because I feel like they are so important to the show. Them being like, they inherited the title, for God's sake. They are now the Viscount and Viscountess. The Duke could have been even less important. So imagine how maybe he would have been treated, or how it would have looked for him to be. Like, I genuinely, I support him now, because it would have been a waste of his time. It's just coming, like, he would not been wasting his time when he could have taken on more, like, maybe fulfilling roles where he's actually doing something, I guess. So yeah, the whole thing is just annoying. But like, maybe there's a bias there because season 2 is my favorite season. I thought season 4 would overtake it. Season 2 is still my favorite season, but now season 4 is my second favorite. Season 4 has surpassed season 1 for me. Season 4 is my second favorite Bridgerton season. And then like maybe that's why I'm so like, why are you guys barely showing Anthony and Kate? I want to see Anthony and Kate. Maybe that's why. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But other than that, it was a really, really great season. Like I like the drama, apart from like the love was nice. The chemistry was fantastic. Dare I say the spicy scenes were even better than all the other seasons. Um it was great. It was really, really great. And then even the side drama, all the side like, you know, I found them really, really good. I'm so like I love Hyacinth now. I feel like she's shaping up to be such a great like an amazing young woman. I would say like she's going to be like the men in the tournament already for Hyacinth. I'm trying to think of who else. Violet, Dowager Lady Bridgerton. I don't know. At the end, I was like, "Ma'am, you are suggesting situationship. Is everything good? Is everything okay?" I couldn't believe my ears. What do you mean you want situationship? Yeah, I couldn't believe my ears on that. I don't know, Sha, maybe it's because I like love, but the feminist in me also kind of gets where she's coming from. With like, yeah, she's been a wife and a mother for so long. If she marries him, she's going to go back to being a wife, and she wants to discover herself a bit more. But like, suggesting a situationship was foul. It was so foul. Like, she sounded like such a 2026 man. It was foul. Yeah, like I said, it was a really great season. Second to season 2. I just love season 2, guys. I don't know. I know many of you agree with me because they are probably salty about the way Edwina was treated, but it is what it is. I like season 2. Yeah. So back to my day. While I was watching Bridgerton, I was behind on a lot of work. So I made another cup of coffee. I'm going to be staying up really, really, really late to try and catch up before I go to bed. So this is a very long work from home day, to be honest, as it often is. But yeah, let's get back to work.